what you're all thinking. He's taller than I thought he'd be. Can't tell on TikTok. Thank you for that introduction, and thank you to Dr. King for taking a leap of faith and allowing a TikTok comedian to give the commencement address. Before I begin though, I know you're here, like you're gonna get your MD degree, like that's a big deal, but I'm gonna give you something that's probably like at least just as important. A congratulatory Jonathan head nod, okay? So, I see a lot of confused looks. Just go with it. Congratulations to the UCSF class of 2023. Yes. With the exception of these last few months of your fourth year, you've all worked incredibly hard together. I'd also like to congratulate the family and friends in attendance today. Because now all of you have a doctor you can call at any time for free medical advice. Yes. You have a headache, a weird rash, your cousin's husband's eye is red, your tongue hurts, it doesn't matter. Whatever the ailment, you know who to call. And graduates, you will pick up the phone. Because that's how this works. By providing years of love and support, these people get to send you grainy photos of their various moles for the rest of their lives. Doesn't matter what specialty you're going into, as far as these people are concerned, you're an expert in everything. So this year marks the 10-year anniversary of my own med school graduation. I remember everything about that day, the people, my fellow graduates, the beautiful spring weather. I remember everything except the commencement address. According to Google, it was given by award-winning author and physician Abraham Verghese. Big deal, I kind of remember that a little bit. I have no preconceived notion, though, that what I am about to tell you will remain encoded in your long-term memory alongside cardiovascular physiology or the first time a surgeon yelled at you. My words will fade with time. And decades from now, when your grandchildren ask who gave the commencement address at your med school graduation, you'll fall silent. You'll stare off into the distance before saying, I think he was from TikTok. To which your grandchildren will reply, what was TikTok? I may not remember the words delivered to my graduating class by Dr. Verghese, but I do remember how they made me feel. Hopeful, excited, eager, and a little tired. He went kind of long. Those are the feelings I hope to impart to you today. Exception of tired. This is a tight 15 minutes, I promise. But it's a daunting task to find the words to inspire the next generation of physicians. A task typically reserved for the most accomplished individuals with an entire career's worth of experience. I've only been a doctor for 10 years. That's almost an entire neurosurgery residency. But I have packed a lot of life into those 10 years. Residency, practicing ophthalmologist, husband, father, cancer survivor, cardiac arrest survivor, TikTok comedian. These experiences have made me the man and physician I am today. And the wisdom I've gleaned from these experiences, I now happily pass on to all of you. Number one, don't sleep in your contacts. Sleeping in your contacts is the #1 cause of blindness in overworked, exhausted interns, probably. Rest assured, if you do develop a corneal ulcer from sleeping in your contacts, I will treat you with care and compassion, then most likely make a TikTok about you. Number two, get used to saying, I don't know. Although it seems counter to your experience in med school, you can still be a competent physician without memorizing the coagulation cascade. Coagulation? Got a future hematologist in there. There will be plenty of times throughout your medical career when you won't know the right answer, and that's okay. What's important is that you do everything you can to find the right answer. That's what your patients care about. When a patient asks you a question, you say, I don't know, let me do some research about it. They won't think you're a bad physician, they'll just think you're a physician who cares. Number 3, talk about your mistakes. When you walk through those hospital doors to begin your intern year, you will make mistakes. Some will be small. You order the wrong lab test, or you forget to check a patient's vision before calling an ophthalmology consult. Future emergency medicine physicians, I'm looking at you. Other mistakes will be big. Mistakes that will shake your confidence, make you question whether or not you have what it takes to do this job. Don't keep that to yourself. Talk about it. Tell your co-residents, tell your attendings. When you talk about your mistakes, you realize something incredible. You're not the only one who's ever screwed up. That's what training is all about. You do your best to avoid mistakes, but when they happen, you learn from it. By opening up about your mistakes, you can arrive at a very important conclusion, that you are still a good doctor. You're just also human. Number 4, be on time. It's a simple thing, but it's very important. All of you, look at the doctor sitting next to you. The only thing that person loves more than being a doctor is going home on time after a full day of being a doctor. Punctual. Absolutely. Don't be late to sign out. Don't be late to your ED shift. Don't be late to rounds. And future surgeons, if you can just show up on time for your first case every single day, you will be halfway to a Nobel Prize in medicine. Number 5, be creative. All of you are brilliant and brimming with creativity. You all put something in the hobbies section of your med school application, right? Something that excites you, that sparks your creativity. Medicine in the year 2023 doesn't value creativity. It values efficiency, standardization, protocols, templates, smart phrases. See more patients, write more notes, do it efficiently. As a result, we lose our connection to our creative sides when we desperately need it the most. When burnout and depression among physicians is more prevalent than ever. So hold on to your creativity, nurture it. Medicine can very easily take over your entire life, but carve out minutes, hours, days to be creative. Whether it's dancing, singing, writing, dressing up as different specialties, recording yourself alone in your bedroom. It doesn't matter. Don't discount the impact that creativity can have on your own mental health and the mental health of those around you. Number 6, treat your co-residents like family. There will be stretches of time during your training when they'll be the closest family that you have. When I was a 3rd-year resident, I was diagnosed with testicular cancer. I actually found the cancer myself, which I gotta say, pretty impressive for an ophthalmologist. Those aren't the types of balls we typically treat. That diagnosis turned my world upside down. Suddenly I was facing cancer treatments and oncology appointments when I should have been celebrating the end of residency and looking for my first job. It was too much for me to handle, but my co-residents were there for me. They took call for me, filled in for me in clinic when I was recovering from surgery, all without the expectation of reciprocation. We had built a culture of support and compassion for one another. Residency is one of the most rewarding things that you'll ever do. Also one of the most difficult things you'll ever do. Nobody can get through residency alone. You can't get through a career in medicine alone. Help each other and let other people help you. Wherever you go, create that culture. Number 7, recognize the co-survivors of medical trauma. I received treatment for testicular cancer and graduated from residency cancer-free. Then I moved on to life as a practicing ophthalmologist in Portland, Oregon. Then 4 years later, May of 2020, my wife Kristen woke up in the middle of the night to the sounds of me gasping for breath. At first she thought I was snoring, tried to shake me, get me to wake up, but she couldn't wake me up because I wasn't snoring. I was having cardiac arrest in my sleep. That night she did 10 consecutive minutes of CPR until EMS arrived. They resuscitated me. I was taken to the hospital, admitted to the ICU, where I received targeted hypothermia treatment. They cooled my brain down. That's about as technical as I'm going to get as an eye doctor. Then my wife waited for 2 days to find out if I'd survive, if I'd be able to walk and talk and tell jokes and hug my kids. People think that the cardiac arrest is my story, but it's not. It's her story. She lived through every second of that cardiac arrest and my hospitalization. It happened to her too. My cancer happened to her too. My medical training happened to her too. As grateful as I am for the care that I've received over the years, I am just as grateful for the people who showed my wife care and compassion along the way. Our priority is always taking care of the patient, but we need to recognize the emotional and psychological impact that medical trauma has on family, friends, and bystanders who respond to a person in need. They need care too. That brings me to my thank you. That brings me to my next words of wisdom. Number 8, learn CPR. I was a physician for 7 years and never once thought, hey, maybe my non-medical spouse should take a CPR class. I just assumed if somebody had a cardiac arrest, for example, like on a plane, like I'd be the one to help, or preferably any other medical professional. Graduates, you all know how to do CPR, but I guarantee you have a family member or friend here who doesn't. Somebody in the audience today. The time to learn CPR is now. So everybody grab a partner. Number 9, advocate. Once I was discharged and recovering from home after the cardiac arrest, I received tens of thousands of dollars worth of medical bills that my insurance company didn't pay for because the doctors in the hospital who took care of me were out of my insurance network. You see, I failed to make sure that everybody was in network before my heart stopped beating. That's on me. This is what's called surprise billing. And it has financially devastated countless patients over the years. Then in 2022, after years of advocacy from healthcare professionals and the general public, Congress passed the No Surprises Act, outlawing the insurance practice of surprise billing. There is no shortage of injustices, misinformation, and of course, insurance companies threatening the health and safety of our patients and our profession. The opportunities for advocacy are endless. Prior authorization of reform, cancer screening, gun violence. As physicians, your voice has weight. Your voice has power. Get involved in national organizations, lobby on the state and federal level, get active on social media. Don't underestimate the impact you can have on social media with advocacy, because that's where patients are. That's where the public is. Get out there. Turn your passion into positive change. It really does work. We owe it to our patients, the public, and ourselves. And finally, number 10, just have fun, you guys. Have fun. We're always focused on the next stage in life, right? I can't wait to finish med school. Only one more year of residency. Just need to get through fellowship. I can't wait to get through this second fellowship I decided to do for some reason. Every now and then, it's okay to just stop focusing on where you're going and appreciate where you are. There's going to be highs and lows. Residency will hand you some of the worst days of your life, but you'll also do things you never thought you'd ever get to do. And you're going to help a lot of people. It's a long road, but try to have a little bit of fun along the way. Just not so much fun that you forget to take out your contacts. Congratulations, class of 2023.